So friends, I think your preparation is going well and you have already seen my previous video for the first chapter of water supply engineering in environmental engineering. Okay. Today I will discuss about the first chapter in fluid mechanics. Okay. And I have prepared this material based on the textbook, that is fluid mechanics book by R.K. Bansal. Okay. This is that book. This is in torn condition because this is from my college life from 2009. Okay, so let's start fluid mechanics. That is first chapter, properties of fluid. Okay, and here I am telling you that I think this all the discussion will be very helpful for you. So till now, if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe my channel so that it will be very much helpful and beneficiary to all of you. Okay, so this is properties of fluid and the definition as given in the syllabus of your WPSC AE exam. Okay, so first one is density or mass density. What is density or mass density? That is rho equal to mass of fluid by volume of fluid. That means mass of fluid per unit volume of fluid. Okay, I think all you have know the definition, but I am revising it so that you can remember it. Okay, and we can take that rho of water is 1 gram per centimeter cube. That means 1 gram per cc or 1000 kg per meter cube. Okay, next is specific weight or weight density. That is W equal to weight of fluid by volume of fluid equals to, what do we know, that weight of fluid equal to mass of fluid into acceleration due to gravity, G. Okay, so W equals to mass of fluid into G by volume of fluid. Again we know that mass of fluid by volume of fluid equal to rho, as we know that rho equal to mass of fluid by volume of fluid. So W equals to rho into G. So W equals to rho G. Okay. Next is specific volume. What is specific volume? It is the volume per unit mass of a fluid. Okay. That means volume of fluid by mass of fluid equals to 1 by mass of fluid by volume of fluid. That is 1 by rho. That means 1 by density or mass density. Okay, so you know the definition of specific volume. Now the definition of specific gravity, this is very much important. Okay, specific gravity S equals to weight density or density of liquid by weight density or density of water. Okay, so weight density of a liquid equals to specific gravity, that means S into weight density of water. What is weight density of water? That means rho into G. That means rho equal to 1000 kg per meter cube and G is 9.81 unit. Okay, so weight density of liquid equals to S into 1000 into 9.81 Newton per meter cube. Okay, similarly, density of a liquid equals to S into density of water. As we know that the density of water is 1000 kg per meter cube. Okay, rho. So density of liquid equal to S into 1000 kg per meter cube. Okay. So all these four definition, that means mass density or density, weight density or specific density, and specific volume, and lastly specific gravity. Okay, so please remember all these four definition. Now come to viscosity. What is viscosity? You should know the definition, because in some examination some definition may come, or in the interview you may face it, that what is viscosity. Simple question. We all know viscosity is a term, but we don't know the definition. So what is the definition? The property of a liquid which offers the resistance to the movement of one layer of fluid over another layer of fluid, that is called viscosity. Okay, here you should know that shear stress is proportional to the rate of change of velocity Okay, that means velocity gradient. That means shear stress tau varies du by dy, or tau equals to mu into du by dy. Here mu equals to coefficient of dynamic viscosity. Okay, so mu equals to tau by du by dy. Okay, now unit of viscosity. This is very much important. Actually, whenever the term is viscosity is there, you should know that by default it is dynamic viscosity. Okay, so here the unit of dynamic viscosity is being discussed. So we know that mu equals to shear stress by change of velocity by change of length. Okay, that means velocity gradient. And we know that shear stress is equal to force per area, and change of velocity means length by time, we know, okay, into 1 by length. That gives the expression that force per length square by 1 by time. That is force into time by length whole square. So this is the actual description of mu. Okay, whenever we will discuss the unity, then it is very much important. So SI unit of viscosity equals to force into time per length square, as we know. So that is Newton second per meter square. Okay, and also we know that the Newton per meter square is called Pascal. So the unit of viscosity in SI unit will be Pascal into second. Okay, now CGS unit of viscosity equals to dyne second per centimeter square. That is called 1 poise. Okay, so you should know that what is poise. The definition of poise is dyne second per centimeter square. That is expressed as poise. Okay, now MKS unit of viscosity is kg force into second per meter square. Whenever we will convert it into poise, that comes to 98.1 poise. Okay, you should know this conversion also for any examination purpose. Also in SI unit, as we know, that is Newton second per meter square. So 1 Newton second per meter square equals to 10 poise. Okay, 1 poise equals to 1 by 10 Newton second per meter square. Maximum time this expression is asked. Okay, so kindly note it that 1 poise equal to 1 by 10, that means 0.1 Newton second per meter square. Okay, and you all know that 1 centipoise equals to 1 by 100 poise. Okay, next is kinematic viscosity. As I previously told that whenever only viscosity term is used, only viscosity, that is by default dynamic viscosity. And whenever it is kinematic viscosity, then it will be asked as kinematic viscosity itself. Okay, so the expression for kinematic viscosity nu equals to dynamic viscosity by density of fluid. That means mu by rho. Similarly, we can derive the unit of kinematic viscosity step by step. That is unit of mu by unit of rho. That is, we know that force into time per length square, that is unit of mu. That means dynamic viscosity. Okay, and unit of rho is mass per length cube. Okay, so we get the expression force into time by mass per length. And here we know that force P equal to mF from Newton's law we know. So force equals to mass into acceleration, that means mass into length per time square. Got it? Into time, here is time, so into time per mass by length. Okay, so we get the expression as unit of kinematic viscosity equals to length square per time. Okay, so in SI unit this is meter square per second, and in CGS unit it is centimeter square per second. Here also you should remember that centimeter square per second is also called stroke. Okay, as we previously know that poise equals to dyne second per centimeter square, here stroke equals to centimeter square per second. Okay, kindly remember this expression. In any time in examination or in any interview, this may be asked. And 1 centi-stroke equals to 1 by 100 stroke. Likewise, that centi-poise. Okay. Now, Newton's law of viscosity. Please listen carefully. Okay. Previously also, I told you that shear stress tau on a fluid element layer is directly proportional to the rate of shear strain. That is Newton's law of viscosity. Okay. So tau varies as du by dy, velocity gradient or rate of shear strain. So tau equals to mu into du by dy. Okay. So Newtonian fluid will abide by this law and non-Newtonian fluids do not obey this relation. Okay. Now very much important in every examination or in interview also this is asked, that the variation of viscosity with temperature. Okay. In case of fluid, first, in case of fluid what happens? Viscosity decreases with increase in temperature. Okay. In case of gas, the opposite scenario. That means viscosity increases with increase in temperature. Okay. As this is yeast, so in short I have explained it here that in liquids cohesive force predominates the molecular momentum transfer. Okay. So when the temperature increases, that cohesive force decreases. So the viscosity decreases. Okay. But in gases, the cohesive forces are small and the molecular momentum transfer predominates. Okay. So in case of gas, when there is increase in temperature, then the molecular momentum is also increased. So viscosity increased. Okay. So kindly remember it, that viscosity decreases in case of fluid when there is increase in temperature, and in case of gas viscosity increases with increase in temperature. Okay. Next, type of fluids. Here this is the graph I have drawn. Next I will explain it. This is the graph, this is the x-axis and this is the y-axis. This is the velocity gradient du by dy, and here shear stress is plot. Now in case of ideal fluid there is no viscosity, that means mu equals to 0. Okay. So this axis itself and this axis itself, the fluid lying on this axis are called ideal fluid. Okay. And Newtonian fluid, as I told you, that tau equals to mu into du dy, that relationship holds, then it is called Newtonian fluid. And when this relation does not hold, that is non-Newtonian fluid. And this is ideal plastic fluid. I will discuss later this. Okay. So please keep in mind this figure, that which is ideal fluid, which is Newtonian fluid, which is non-Newtonian fluid, and which is ideal plastic fluid. Okay. Now come to the definition. Ideal fluid first. What is an ideal fluid? A fluid which is incompressible and is having no viscosity, as I told that mu equals to 0, is an ideal fluid. Okay. But in actually, that means in actual case, no ideal fluid at all exists. Okay. Real fluid, that means possesses some viscosity. So all the fluid that exist are real fluid. Now Newtonian fluid, as I told you, that shear stress is proportional to the rate of shear strain. And what is non-Newtonian fluid? Shear stress is not proportional to the rate of shear strain. Okay. And what is ideal plastic fluid? As I told, that shear stress is more than the yield value and is proportional to the velocity gradient. As you remember that in y-axis there is some constant and after that it goes straight. Okay, so shear stress is more than yield value, that constant portion, and then proportional to the velocity gradient. Okay, that is ideal plastic fluid. Next is compressibility and bulk modulus. What is bulk modulus? That is increase in pressure by volumetric strain. That is called the bulk modulus K. And what is compressibility? That is the inverse of bulk modulus. That means 1 by K is called compressibility. Okay. Then what is the relationship between bulk modulus and pressure for a gas? There is two cases. One is for isothermal process and another is adiabatic process. For isothermal process, P by rho, that means rho is the density for gas. Pressure by density equals to constant for isothermal process. And for adiabatic process, P by rho to the power K is constant, where K is the ratio of specific heats. You just remember it, that in any case, in any interview or any examination, if it is asked, then at least you can tell this. So that is why I am giving it. Next is surface tension and capillarity. Okay, what is surface tension? You should remember the definition also. The tensile force acting on the surface of a liquid in contact with a gas or on the surface between two immiscible liquid such that the contact surface behaves like a membrane under tension is called surface tension. Okay, so you just keep in mind this definition. You can follow in any textbook also that what is the definition of surface tension, but at least please keep remember it. Okay, now there are so many cases of surface tension. As for example, surface tension on liquid drop. Okay, in that case pressure P equals to 4 sigma by D, where sigma is the surface tension and D is the diameter of the liquid droplet. Okay, surface tension on a hollow bubble. In that case pressure P equals to 8 sigma by D, because in this case surface tension act both the side. Okay, so that is double 8 sigma by D, where sigma equals to surface tension and D equals to diameter of the hollow bubble. And third case, surface tension on a liquid jet, that is pressure equals to 2 sigma by D. If we consider a length of L of liquid jet, then we can get this expression. Okay, so please remember this expression. Often this expression may be asked because you may be confused. That is why in interview and in examination anywhere this may be asked. That surface tension on a liquid surface, surface tension on a hollow bubble, surface tension on a liquid jet. Okay, for liquid droplet P equals to 4 sigma by D. For hollow bubble P equals to double of that liquid droplet, that means 8 sigma by D, and for liquid jet that is half of the liquid droplet, that is 2 sigma by D. Okay, and unit of surface tension is Newton per meter. Okay, or dyne per centimeters. This is in SI unit and this is for CGS unit. Now last is capillarity. What is capillarity? Capillarity is a phenomenon of rise or fall of a liquid surface in a small tube relative to the adjacent general level of the liquid when the tube is held vertically in the liquid. Now there are two cases. It may be capillary rise, it may be capillary fall. So first case is rise. If a glass tube of small diameter D open at both ends is inserted in a liquid, okay, say it's water, then some capillary rise H will be there. The expression will be 4 sigma cos theta by rho g d, where theta is the angle of contact between liquid and the glass tube. Okay, and sigma equals to surface tension and d equals to diameter of the tube. This is acceleration due to gravity, and rho is the density of liquid. Okay, so for water we can consider theta equals to 0. So for water this expression will be 4 sigma by rho gd as cos 0 degree equals to 1. Now the case of capillary fall. If the same glass tube dipped in the mercury, the level of mercury in the tube will be lower than the general level of outside liquid. So in that case capillary fall will occur. So the expression will be same, that capillary fall equals to 4 sigma cos theta by rho g d. Okay, and for mercury we can take theta equals to 128 degree. So friends, this is the case of fluid properties and its definition. All these things I am making for you only, so that you can be guided well and you can prepare yourself for any upcoming examination like WPSC, AE or JEE. Okay, so I think all you are being helpful for this. So please share this video to all of your friends, as many as possible, so that maximum people will be benefited. And please subscribe my channel so that the next video update you will automatically receive it. Okay, so that's all for today. We'll come next day with next videos. So thank you very much and best of luck for your future endeavor.